Hey, it's Doug with Backcountry Pilgrim, and today I'm going to be looking at hiking in tactical gear. Although this may come as a shock to you given my physique, I am not ex-military, nor was I ever any kind of operative. So why am I looking at stuff like this to hike in? Well, if you watched my History of Backpacks video, you know that originally backpacking started off using military surplus gear, which makes sense because it's made to haul things. It's meant to be tough. It's meant to be durable. Now, in the ultralight world of backpacking today, carrying tactical gear may not seem like a very good idea because the price you pay for having that really rugged, tough gear is, of course, weight. So when this company called Amheh reached out to me to try out some tactical carry gear, I was pretty skeptical that I was going to like it. However, as I started looking through their catalog, I realized that a lot of their gear would actually take the weight off of my back simply because of the way it is configured. And so I decided to go ahead and give it a shot, and I had them send me 3 different pieces of gear. Now, the one thing that may surprise you that I did not order from them is a backpack. The first reason is I've already got a tactical backpack and didn't really feel like I needed another one. The second reason is that I wanted to look at gear that might actually work with an ultralight type mindset, and I found several pieces of gear that might fit the bill. The first was this chest bag. So this goes over the top and comes around the front of you like so. So your chest carry gets things off of your back and can provide a better balance if you do have a backpack on. The next bag I looked at is a sort of holster carry bag that rides on your thigh and connects to your waist and around your leg. And so this weight is all going to be carried by your hips, kind of the same way a backpack is supposed to be carried, mostly by your hip belt. So you've got one thing that doesn't really take weight off of your torso, but does move it to the front for better balance, and another bag that takes it off of your back completely and puts it down on your waist and leg where your larger bones and larger muscles are. And finally, I ordered a tactical messenger bag, sling bag, which is a single strap bag. It goes over and onto your back, but puts most of the pressure on your chest and shoulder. Now, this is not really something I would backpack with, but it could work as a day pack. And I wanted to see if the carry system worked better in some applications than others. I already have messenger bags that I like very much. I already have backpacks that I like very much, but I've never tried to use something that was kind of a hybrid. So I'm gonna check this gear out. I'm gonna give you a tour of each one of these bags and let you know how they performed on the trail. All of Amheh's gear is made of water-resistant 1050D nylon with anti-aging webbing, YKK zips, mesh padding, and hook and loop MOLLE-compatible webbing. The chest rig has 3 pockets, a padded main pocket with hook and loop in the back for securing a removable hook and loop holster strap system, and a panel with elastic loops that can hold shells, flashlights, or other kinds of tools. There is a zippered pocket stacked on top of the front pocket, and there is also a small zippered pocket in the connecting padding on the rear of the harness. There are 2 top straps and 2 lower straps, all of them adjustable. The top straps are pretty standard webbing, but the bottom ones are elastic, which makes it a lot easier to keep snug without binding, and they come with rotatable, quick-release buckles. The Amheh chest bag weighs 14 ounces, has a total capacity of 3 liters, and retails for $40, although I've seen it on Amazon for $32. Check the links in the description below in case there is a discount. Using those links helps the channel out financially without costing you anything. Amheh's leg bag has 7 pockets total. There is a main pocket with 2 stacked in front of it, 2 open pockets on the sides, 1 on top, and 1 in the back that is a full bag vertical pocket accessed through a zip. All of these pretty much function the way you expect they would. I did find the back pocket to be somewhat difficult to access because the zipper is not very wide and the pocket is very deep. But if you have something kind of tall and with some flexibility to it, it works out pretty nicely. The leg bag weighs 20 ounces and has a 4.5 liter capacity and retails for $40. What I'm calling Amheh's Sling bag is also marketed as a messenger bag. However, it is much more of a pouch than a typical messenger bag form factor. You're not going to be able to get documents or a laptop inside this messenger bag. However, as an everyday carry pouch, it is pretty robust. Made with the same quality materials as the chest and leg bag, the Sling bag has 8 pockets total. 1 main body pocket with a drawstring flap, 2 on top, 2 stacked in front, 1 concealed in the back, 1 zippered side pocket, and 1 open side pocket that can fit a water bottle. In addition to its beefy single shoulder strap, you also have a waist retention strap that you can pretty easily stow in the back. But if you are using this bag on a bike, it is really helpful to use this retention strap as well, as it will keep the bag from flopping around. Access to the bag is quite easy to get to. You can just sling it around to the front, get what you need, and then sling it around to the back where it rides comfortably on your back instead of at your side. The messenger/sling bag weighs 37 ounces, has a total capacity of 10 liters, and retails for $60, although I've seen it a little cheaper on Amazon. Sling bag definitely does not work very well with the chest bag because this is cutting into my neck. It's being lifted up by the straps here instead of falling on my shoulder where it belongs. I'm thinking if this was under the chest bag, it would probably work fine, but then it would be a pain to take off. Actually, this isn't a whole lot better. Now these straps are pushing down on the sling bag strap and pushing it into my neck. So I think a big part of the problem is this pad is extremely stiff. It's very well built, the padding's great, but the edge of it is like a blade. If this gets on your neck, you are not going to be comfortable. The chest rig is definitely a lot more comfortable without that sling bag on. These are not huge straps. They're not very wide and they are not padded at all. So this top part is not going to be fantastic if you are exposing your skin to the straps. You're going to want a shirt or something that comes up in between them. However, for the amount of weight that it's carrying, it's not terribly important. It's pretty snug and feels pretty good. One thing I have noticed is that taking this thing on and off is a little bit more challenging than I expected. I've been kind of removing it like a shirt, but if I have these neck straps adjusted to where I want it on my chest, it just barely fits over my head. It's gonna knock my hat and glasses off. Otherwise, it comes off pretty easily. Putting it back on, same problem. I can kind of do it. But then, you know, getting back here, getting this thing figured out. You know, what am I doing here? So this part has not been super easy. I'm not really used to these, but eventually it'll come on. Kind of a lot to get a pack on and off. One thing I was thinking though is that if they had a quick release like this on the top and bottom, then you could just pop these and pull the bag straight off of you. As it stands, this is nothing but adjustments. There is no quick release anywhere. So all you're able to do really is just pull it over your head, which you could do even if you didn't have the quick release on the bottom. So again, I'm not really used to these, but I've worn enough packs in my day to kind of know what I like. However, one of the things I like about this is that I don't really feel the need to take it off. I'm obviously not getting a whole lot of sweat being caused from a back panel. It's comfortable, it's pretty small. So even if my other gear is off and I'm just taking a break, I don't really feel any need to take this off. And I'm not going to be putting bottles of water or really heavy stuff in this pack. So it's not really that big of a deal that it's not super easy to take on and off, but when you do want to, it's a bit of a challenge. Overall, I find the Amheh bags very high quality. The question remains for me about their actual use. Now, when it comes to something like the messenger bag, what I typically think of with a messenger bag is something very wide that can easily hold documents, as well as something like a bike helmet or something. Some of your newer messenger bag styles are going to be smaller than that, but this is very different. I would see this as more something like a big dump pouch. As you can see, standard size paper is not going to fit in here at all. Even if you raise the collar of the bag up, it is not going to cover a standard size folder. And if you close it, even if you extend the strap out so that it will kind of close over the top, it leaves it completely exposed. So this is definitely not the same kind of thing as a typical messenger bag. However, something like a small book, the kind of things that you would put in a large pouch, that's going to work fine. You have a lot of organization, pockets within pockets. And so if you're looking for something for more of an EDC carry, I think that this would work very well. It's really just going to depend a lot on what you want to do with it. Again, you do have the drink holder, you've got a lot of extra attachment points, and you do have the full-size pocket in the back, but that's going to also be for pretty flat storage. So essentially, if you're looking for more like a very organized dump pouch that can also function well as an everyday carry item, this is going to be a good bag for that. However, because of the way it's carried, I don't really see it as being a good solution for on-trail carry like a backpack, nor would I say that it will take the place of a standard messenger bag. Now, the carry on the thigh bag was pretty nice. I think of it as kind of a small backpack or a very large hip bag, and having it right on my leg made the access a lot easier. Everything stays right where you expect it. It's not all the way behind you like your kind of lumbar bag, nor is it in front of you, smashing your belly and other things. And it keeps things very easy to get to. Looking down into the pouches, and that makes for a very comfortable carry and easy accessibility. Because of that, this is something that I could see taking on the trail. If you need somewhere to keep your smaller items, but you do want to be able to get them quickly and in an organized fashion, this is something that could take a lot of weight off of your back, off of your gut, and keep these items where they are still easily accessible. Now, I already mentioned some concerns with the wearability of the chest bag. However, let me just say that once it is on, if you want a bag that is going to stay on you and keep your stuff organized, I liked the feel of this a lot more than a standard fanny pack. I like the fact that I can get to my stuff quickly, and as long as you don't put too much stuff in it, it is a very comfortable carry. It does add to your shoulder weight, but it acts like a balance between the front and back of your torso, offsetting the weight of the backpack and making for a more balanced carry. All right, I hope this video on the Amheh tactical bag system was helpful. If it was, why don't you give the video a like and subscribe to Backcountry Pilgrim if you are into hiking, camping, backpacking, and the gear that goes with it, whether it is tactical or not. Until next time, I'm Doug. Thanks for watching.